We just had a caller call in, and they said that they can't remember, but they remember something about a Pure Food and Pure Water Act that was put into place in the 50s or something.
When this, I'm not aware of it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'll definitely look
keep
it up.
less hormones in the cows, or to bump them up?
I don't know.
Well,
I'll look it up.
it sounds like, I mean, the thing is that when California led the movement with organic. I mean, it's their standards in California are much higher than the federal government.
Why is that?
Just because you guys went and did what you did, and then
But why?
But why is, well, I mean, when the federal government got involved, they wanted to loosen the standards so that more farmers could compete.
Right.
And so you guys held to your own standards,
That's right.
but I mean, that's the truth of it, so.
Well, like I always say, happy cows come from California.
Well, we have to be careful how we feed our animals too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like even, this is Snow Bum?
Ski Bum.
Oh, Ski Bum.
Mm-hmm.
So Ski Bum, like, you know, a lot of the pet food, I have lots of animals, and a lot of the pets are like fed, you know, you gotta look at their food too.
Oh, well, was it last year we had the big health food, the dog food scare from China.
Right.
The dogs were dying, and it was like, you know, what's
Well, they
going
put
on?
that melamine.
Malamine.
Was in that. Yeah, I'm big on those ingredients.
Yeah, I know, you're naming them right off.
Yeah,
I'm like,
well, this is my life. This is my life. No, but the thing with the kids is that when going back to what you were saying about on the run, one of the biggest things that is really sort of a tragedy in our society is that the family meal has kind of like disappeared.
Yeah,
has.
no,
It really has.
Yeah, and I look back on that with such fond
Me
memory.
too.
Sitting down with my family.
and I
you know,
can't figure it out. Is it because dining tables are too expensive?
I think everyone. No, I think that everybody's busy and.
Evolution of a species.
Yeah, I mean, people are in front of the TV, you know, dads and moms, you know, they're totally stressed out from work. They come home, they put the TV on sports, and they're sitting there eating a meal, and the kids are doing whatever.
So it's not fast food fault?
I mean, for me, I definitely noticed, like, there's more and more parents even that act like they don't even want to be parents, you know? They're not,
Right.
I mean, and, you know, I can, you know, say my parents were kind of like that, but they were also there. But they were also there to enforce the rules and the manners.
Yeah.
And we had a family dinner. It was so important to them to say, look, not only is this good to touch base with each other and see what's going on, but now you get to learn how it's, you know, how you eat at a table.
Yeah.
You know, your elbows are off,
Right.
and you're learning about foods.
Well,
you're helping with the chores.
Most kids now, you say, okay, you may ask to be excused. They're like, what?
Well, I mean, you can't blame children.
I didn't sneeze.
You know, so, no, but the thing is that it's not too late. Right? I mean, part of it is awareness, just like we talked about the food system. It's like, if you think back to your childhood, I mean, when you're sitting at the table, it could be like, you know, back in New Jersey when I'm talking to the kids, I'm like, okay, it could be your babysitter now. It could be your parents. It could be your grandparents. It could be your friends. You're sitting at the table. You're sharing a meal. You're having a conversation. You're saying, I had a good day. I had a bad day. I did well in school. I mean, this is an opportunity not only to get the right, usually kids that eat a family meal, they're eating a more nutritious meal because there's actually a plan to it.
Yeah.
But they're also learning about, it's a way to express themselves. So that's one of the big, you know, one of our core values. We have 5. Like, I'll ask you this morning, did you have your breakfast?
No.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Yeah.
Breakfast is sitting right in front of him.
Well, breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Hey, I agree. If I had someone to make eggs Benedict every day.
Well, that's not always the healthiest choice.
I know.
I hear Jen, not in this house.
But I do want
Did
to.
Ski Bum get fed?
Ski Bum doesn't eat in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
she's got this lunch dinner thing we kind of do.
Oh, okay, because usually everybody feeds their pets, but they don't feed themselves.
No, she's pretty good in the morning. But I do want to get back to a little bit about the school presentation.
Yeah, it's so
a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Today, where are you going to be?
I'm going to be at Sierra House.
Sierra House.
At 1:45.
At 1:45. Tomorrow you're going to be at
Bijou.
Bijou.
And that's at 9, I believe 9:30.
9:30, and then there's another school you're going to.
Environmental Magnet.
Now, I'm sure we have some teachers, maybe a principal watching.
Or parent volunteers, they can come out
Parent
to help.
volunteers. Pam, you may be watching.
We definitely need
Maybe
Pam
this is something
volunteers, yeah.
you're into. How can people get in touch with you if they want to go ahead, reach out to you, and get involved and get you into their school so you can help those kids out?
Okay, so www.healthbarnusa.com.
Healthbarnusa.com.
They can go to the website.
Go to the website.
And check us out. And then there's a contact us, and they can, they can schedule an assembly. Now, how this assembly happened was Jen Spina, who's in town.
Okay.
She's the president of the PTA at Bijou.
Okay.
And she Googled nutrition assemblies, found us, contacted us a year ago, wrote for a grant to El Dorado Community Foundation.
You mean it took a year to get you out here?
Well,
it was a whole
listen to the process. This is neat.
It's a process. It's kind of cool. But this is a very dedicated mom that thinks this is really important.
Right.
Googled it, wrote to the El Dorado Community Foundation, got the grant, which, when she called us from Lake Tahoe, I'm like, I gave her all the info. I'm like, who knows? And then like 6 months, 6 months later, she said, I got it. And I thought that was so cool. And here we are, 6 months after the fact with all the planning. And I just thought it was such a great community, like that of local foundation. I'm sure there's plenty of local foundations that have money to actually, this is a really important issue.
Oh, 100%, especially if we're talking about the future of our kids.
Right.
I feel like I've seen a lot of what the pre-processed box diet can do for kids.
Right.
And it's not really good. I mean, you see there's a lack of consistent energy. There's a lot of highs. There's a lot of lows.
Well,
there tends to be a lot of weight gain, little things like that.
What gets me as far as schools and eating well is if you have a child that's playing sports, whether it's football, soccer, track, whatever.
Theater, chorus.
You know what? Eating well really, really improves performance in activities and
That's
sports.
right.
And not only that, but I remember as a child, my parents never let me have sweet cereal in the morning, and the reason why was because, well, she didn't want to torture my teachers. Because every time I had sweet cereal in the morning, I would bounce off the walls. There was no way I could read a book. There was no way I could do anything. That sugar high that I had first thing in the morning.
Right.
And then I'd hit this low after it burned off. And the teachers, would go to my parents and say, hey, did he have sugar this morning? And they go, no. And then my mom would say, did you stop off at the candy store on the way? Yeah.
Well, the thing is that you have to remember that these are habits, and habits form early. And so if you are used to a certain food, like you said, we jack our food up. Again, processed foods, heavy sugar. So you get used to that flavor, and it's hard to actually eat normal food. And then we know those kids, it's no longer a thing where, they're not eating it every once in a while as a treat. It's like constant. And so those same children are eating that food, and we know now with the research that it doesn't do good things for their bodies long term. So we're seeing,
sure. Like the hardening of arteries must be incredible.
Oh, it's like scary now with kids.
So I've got
lectured about that a lot growing up.
I've got like the important question.
Go ahead.
When I was growing up, there was something to be said, because everything that my parents didn't want me to eat, they'd say, well, it stunts your growth. Okay?
Yeah.
I heard that about coffee growing up.
So for all these kids out there that are worried about their growth being stunted, is there any particular food that makes you grow taller?
Well, I think it's just
green beans,
I think it's just good nutrition.
Peas,
Oh, so there's not like one
carrots.
particular food for height?
No, I think it's just the food.
The basketball team's wanting to